Greetings, I'm making this mini tutorial just to help. I'm just going to show you what I know, and if you want additional help, you should go to the CTE and DLIT departments on campus. Alright, so this video is going to almost go directly through this step-by-step handout that a colleague in the English department, Marianne Lazert, made earlier and made available. And so it's just my attempt to add a little bit of video so that the handout is perhaps maybe you're more useful if you have a video. And so let's see how this goes. All right, so the first step is to go into Zoom. And so I'm going to click on Zoom from my bookmarks. The first thing I say is you should always bookmark Zoom so you don't have to figure out how to get into it later. All right, so it brings me right into meetings. I don't want to schedule new meetings. I don't usually fool around with that. And I just want to point out that I use the personal meeting ID. This is like your main ID for starting and hosting Zoom. So that's the main ID. And depending on what kind of Zoom account you have, you may be able to personalize that personal meeting ID. And that's what I did. So here. Now I'm going to go back to meetings. You can see, and then I'm not going to start a new meeting. I'm going to go to my personal meeting room. I just use this. There's lots of things you can do, but as you see, I have that same URL. So I'm just going to use that. And this, if I were going to use Zoom to host something live with my students or with other participants, this is the link I would use. Now, you may be tempted to say, oh, let me just copy the invitation and I'll send that to my students. But when you copy the invitation, it's got lots of information in here and it's a little bit overwhelming. And I don't really want at this point to give anyone the option to call in, so I only want to use that main link. So that's why I don't use this copy invitation. And instead, literally just copy the link. And since I'm using Blackboard for everything, I'm going to go to my Blackboard page. And then in my Blackboard page, I'm going to embed that link. I'm going to take a moment here to step away from the directions that I'm following, and I'm just going to go to my Blackboard page, and I want to show you that I'm using what's called a course shell or template. I'm not using an actual live student course. So at another point in your life, you may want to send an email to IT and ask them to give you a template course for whatever course you're teaching, and then that way you're not messing around with students in the live class, but you have this practice space. So that's where I'm in, and you can see it says template course up here. And so a couple of choices. You can put that link right on your main menu. So I'm just going to click web link and give it a name. And then I'm going to just copy and paste that link to my personal meeting room right in there, and then you hit submit, and then it'll be on your main menu. And I did this earlier today, so there's my link. So for students, they can just come right here and click on the link from the main menu. Just decide where you want to put it and tell them that's where it will be. Now earlier today, I was helping another colleague, and we looked at how to embed that link into an announcement. So I'm going to show you that. I'm just going to open this one that we were working on earlier today. And you give it a title, and instead of doing something like this, where you would just, put the URL, I suggest, not just me, best practices suggest that you create a phrase or you create a word that describes what the link is, and then you copy and paste, and you basically you turn it into a hypertext. So I'm here in announcements and I'm going to select that phrase and I'm going to go here where it says insert edit link. I'm going to select that and then it's going to allow me to put the URL. And then the other thing you want to make sure is that you select open in a new window. So when someone clicks on that link, instead of taking them out of Blackboard, it'll open a second browser window and open that and take them to that website. And here you want to give it a title just so it makes it a little easier, and I'll explain why. And then we'll hit insert, and then here we have here a word link. So we did this earlier, and why you want to give it that additional title or alt text is because when you hover your cursor over, if someone's not paying attention, it pops up and tells them, hey, this is the link to the meeting. And the same thing down here, it'll pop up and say, hey, it's a link. So it just gives that extra incentive to this is what you're actually supposed to click on. And so both these phrases are better than inserting that URL. And the reason is because if students are using, say, a screen reader will have a hard time reading this URL, but an easier time reading the actual words and phrases that describes what that link is. And so we make it a lot user-friendly for all learners and not just, people who already know what the URL looks like. And so I'm gonna just cancel out of this. And then that is the first way to say, okay, one, we just embedded the link to our Zoom meeting space. And that's useful if you're actually going to use Zoom for students. Now, if you're not going to use it for live students, you just want to use it to record, that's what we're going to look at next. So I'm going to go back to Zoom and I'm going to say, okay, I'm ready to start meeting. And it's going to open up and open in Zoom meetings. And then here I am. And my meeting has started and I'm using the audio with my computer. It's already hooked up, so it didn't ask me. It already knows in this case. Sometimes you have to say yes to use join with audio, but I didn't this time. And so the next thing I want to do is I want to share my screen, because before I start recording, I want to actually record what's on the screen, right? Because I'm going to use that later. So I'm going to hit select the green button, and then my desktop is already selected for me. So I'm just going to say share screen. And so now I can see my screen, and then the video is over there in small. And if I had other people on here with me, they can now see my screen. So I want to start my recording. And to do that, I'm going to go over to the More menu, scroll down, and select Record on this computer. And now Zoom is recording what I have on the screen. And so I want to show them, hey, these are the directions for how to do what I'm doing. And we are now at the Zoom menu, top, and record on this computer. And now I'm recording. And then when we're done, I don't want to record anymore. We'll go and we'll click stop recording. So I'll go back up to the top, go to more, and notice you can pause recording and start it again later, but we want to stop. So when you stop recording and you are now say, I'm done with everything, in order to get out of this, I want to also stop sharing my screen. And I'm going to come back to just a regular Zoom meeting and still on camera and seeing if other participants in there. But we're all done. So now I want to just end the meeting. And yes, I'm going to end it for everyone. And now it's going to save automatically my Zoom video. and it's going to save my Zoom video. You can just click OK here because it already creates a Zoom folder for you. And I'm going to say, okay, save my Zoom video. And now my video is saved. And now I want to get that video up in Blackboard. But you're like, where is that video? Well, I'm going to go to my computers, and then Zoom usually saves it into documents. If I scroll down here, look, there's the Zoom folder that was created automatically for me. I'm going to open that folder, and Zoom will save your videos by date and time. And so then you'll know which one it is, and you can change the title of this video when you get inside. It's going to have a Zoom phrase, and then it'll have a number. So that's the actual MP4 file, and you can hover over it. There are 3 things in here, yes, but you want to hover over and see, I want the MP4. That's what you want. Then if you right click, you can rename the video, something that makes sense, right, for you. So something that makes sense for you, we rename the video. And I know where it is. So now I can close out and I can go to Blackboard, decide where you want to put it. If I want to put it in the announcements page, I'll go and create an announcement and tell them to watch the video. And I'm going to do the same thing. Right, this is the video link. And I'm going to highlight it. And I'm going to click Insert File, my computer, find the video that I want. It is the second one, something that makes sense, and then say, oh, it's gonna change my name, so something, I can spell it right this time. Something, I am determined to spell this word correctly, so give me a moment. Something that makes sense, and I don't want that there, just want the phrase. Alt text, link, and I'm gonna submit. And hit submit again, and I am going to hit submit again. So my announcement, if I'm using announcement, you can send them to students right away, and then there it is, something that makes sense. If I click on that, it should open in a new window, and then the students can watch the video. So that is how you do a Zoom video and get it into Blackboard. I really, really do hope that this was helpful.